After the debate, the Democrats were very anxious to show that Biden really had it together. And he went on a black radio station in the battleground state of Pennsylvania. The station's actually in Philly, with a host that, well, participated in a, shall we say, a staged interview. Look at this video. Well, there's a radio station in Philadelphia, WURD. It's a black-owned radio station that just fired their host for being honest. Check this out. This lady, I feel really bad for her, to be honest. She interviewed Joe Biden on the radio in Philadelphia, and the interview was supposed to show how with it Joe Biden is. And it was introduced that she can ask anything she wants. It turns out, this is Andrea Lawful Sanders is her name. She was interviewed on CNN a day later and admitted that all those spontaneous questions were supplied by Biden's White House. And she was told what to ask so the president would know what to say. Here's her confession.
You asked 4 questions, and maybe that's what you were allowed to ask by the campaign or the White House. But they were essentially the same questions, both interviews, about accomplishments, progress in your respective state, what's at stake in the election, what he has to say about his debate performance, and what he would say to voters who think their vote doesn't matter or might sit this election out. Were those questions given to you by the White House, or did you have, or the campaign, or did you have to submit questions ahead of this interview?
The questions were sent to me for approval. I approved them.
Okay, so the White House sent the questions to you ahead of the interview?
Yes.
Okay.
I got several questions, 8 of them, and the 4 that were chosen were the ones that I approved.
Okay. And the reason I ask is not a criticism of either of you. It's just that if the White House is trying now to prove the vim, vigor, acuity of the president, I don't know how they do that by sending questions first before the interview so that the president knows what's coming.
You got to feel bad for her. You know, I mean, she seems like an articulate, intelligent lady. Her career was going to go to the moon. The president of the United States was coming on her show. I'd ask him whatever he wanted me to ask. But it doesn't look good for Biden, for as the guy said that was interviewing her. Does that prove that the president is full of vim and vigor? If he gave you the questions and then you turned around and asked him the questions and then he turned around and had the answers all written out, reading them to you over the radio, they fired her over it.
So, I would like to know, what did she do that was wrong?
I think the way the radio station looks at it is that she should have said, I guess, I really don't know.
I mean, lie? Is that what
I
they
got these
for her to
questions
lie?
from the president, and now I'm asking the president the questions he gave me. I mean, that's the only thing she could have done.
I mean,
right?
but what did she do that was wrong? I mean, me personally looking at it, it's wrongful termination. I mean,
think
because she
you're
didn't do
right.
anything wrong. She told the truth. How do you get fired by telling the truth? And you know what? No one else is really bringing up to the attention, Barry.
What's that?
How did CNN get wind that they received the questions? No one's bringing that up. No one is
know
talking
what?
about that.
I never thought about it till you just asked it.
I mean, really, so think about it. So wait a minute. So it's 2 things possibly happening here. Someone from the White House told CNN right before they brought her on that, hey, we gave the questions to her so you can bring this up. Or CNN, they received the questions themselves. And they want to know if you received questions too. And they asked it live on the air.
So like they set up Joe to look bad?
Yeah. I mean, why would they do that? Because she's a black woman. And you're not CNN, they got this black man to do it. So would they crush her career? Did CNN, after they crush her career, did CNN reach out to her and say, hey, we'll offer you a position here as at least a contributor, something? Because was it all a setup? Maybe she said something else that they didn't like. This was the same interview, to my understanding, that Joe Biden said that he was the first black woman to be with a black president. I mean, so what is going on here? I mean, it's like this whole thing is making us all look bad. Someone
Well,
needs to take the fall for this. Well,
well,
help
you
me
know what?
understand here.
It came out last night that there's a radio station in Wisconsin that, because Wisconsin's in play and Pennsylvania's in play, they're swing states. They sent the questions to that radio station too. And whoever it was that interviewed Biden accepted the questions the White House sent them just so they could do the interview. I mean, it's the president of the United States and you're in this little radio station. You want to ask me what shoe size? I'll ask you what shoe size just to put you on my show. It's a career making moment.
Well, it should be, but you know, a lot of these, her radio station, I would have never known about her on the radio had this not happened to her. We wouldn't even be talking about it.
Until CNN blew it up.
Yeah, we wouldn't even be talking about it. And
You're right.
what was the point of CNN doing that?
Yeah, I think.
And you know what?
You know what? The only thing that makes sense, I think you may be right in your detective mode. It was a setup. No, seriously. I think they're throwing Biden under the bus and backing up and running him over as much as they can to get rid of him.
Yes, they are. The entire Democrat Party is collapsing. Their house of cards is coming down. And they're trying to savage what they have left of it. That's why you have major donors right now backing out, supporting not just Joe Biden, but the DNC. And they don't care about their constituents. They don't care about the American people. They care about the power and the money. And now Biden, because of what he has done and what he's doing, this causing their money flow to be hindered. They're angry about it. And they're terrified because this is helping President Trump return. They're terrified of it.
All true.